So what do you get as a rights holder here? Well, you get a set of exclusive monopoly rights. We call that, in the trade, we call it a bundle of rights. It's the right to do something or to prevent others from doing something. So the basic rights that you get as a rights holder is the right to reproduce something, the right to copy it. That's your first right. Your second right is to create derivatives. So think about the Hunger Games. It was a book first, and then it was a movie. That movie is a derivative of the book, and therefore the movie had to seek permission from the book, the author, the rights holder of the books, to create those movies. The third right that you get as a rights holder is the right to distribute your work. Think about passing out copies of your works. That's what we mean by distribution. And finally, the last set of rights that you get are the right to publicly display and perform your work. So I work at the New York Public Library main branch at 42nd and 5th Ave in Manhattan. Every summer out back of the library, there's a film festival every couple of weeks. HBO essentially plays a free film on the screen, and hundreds, if not thousands, of people come and sit on the lawn. That is a form of public performance, and HBO, or the sponsors, Bryant Park in particular, have to license that public performance from the rights holders. So remember, the rights that you get are you get the right to make copies, to make derivative works, to distribute your copies, and to publicly perform and display those works. For visual artists in the room, you get a little bit extra. There was a law passed in 1990 called the Visual Artists' Rights Act, also called VARA. You'll hear it referred to VARA throughout the rest of the program. Although it's got some lofty claims, what we really only are protecting by these extra rights are things that are paintings, drawings, prints, exhibition photos, sculptures, and they've got to be limited to less than 200 copies. They've all got to be signed, and they've all got to be numbered. If you are in one of those situations, you have certain VARA rights. And those rights, there's four main kind of rights that you get with VARA. You get the rights to claim authorship of your work. You get to make sure that your name is associated with your work and tell everyone that you did. Second, you have the right to prevent the use of your name on any work not created by you. The third right is the right to prevent the use of your name on any work that has been distorted, mutilated, or modified in ways that would hurt your reputation. And the fourth VARA kind of right that you get is the right to prevent distortion, mutilation, or modification of your work in a way that would hurt your reputation. All of these rights, these VARA rights, can be waived, but only in writing. So if you are doing a public installation of a work, you will likely be asked to sign away some of these rights. If not, you may have VARA rights. So all of these rights that I just went to are subject to exceptions and limitations. For example, although a rights holder has the exclusive right to distribute copies of their works, once they've distributed a particular copy, that copy can be resold by someone else without permission of the rights holder. That's called the first sale doctrine. And that's why we have things like secondary markets, why we have used record stores, or eBay, or Goodwill even, or even libraries. We rely on the first sale exception and limitation to copyright law to allow us to lend books. The other exception that we should mention is fair use. Fair use is an exception and limitation to the law that plays a critical role in balancing the rights of rights holders with that of free speech. It's a critically important exception that allows users to use works in certain ways without seeking permission of the rights holder.